Hello guys, welcome back. In this video, let's have a knowledge recap or interview questions overview on compute services. So till now what we have learned on that, let's have a quick recap and interview questions which are possible. So now the first question is, which is a service in AWS where you can go and create virtual servers? Which is the service in AWS where you can go and create the virtual servers. Go and create virtual servers. Okay. So, what is the service in AWS where you can go and create virtual servers? I hope you answered the question. The answer is EC2. What is the answer? EC2. What is the full form of this EC2, sir? This is also one certification question only. Most of the guys will confuse. What is the full form of this EC2? Elastic Compute Cloud. Elastic Compute Cloud. It is the full form of EC2. So let's move on with another question. Is EC2 is a regional or global? Is EC2 is a regional or global service? I hope whoever watched the previous video, they have an idea that about EC2 is global or regional. EC2 is regional service. Whenever you create a server in Mumbai region and you try to open and check the server in another region, that is, let's say, from your management console, you opened in Hyderabad region, you can't find the EC2 instance where you created in Mumbai region. Okay, so let's move on to another question. Which distributes the traffic to the servers? My clients request my servers, right? Then who is the person in middle will distribute the traffic to the servers? Which is the person which is present in between my clients as well as my servers, who distributes the traffic between them? Traffic among servers. I hope you answered this question as well. The person is load balancer. The service is load balancer. Okay. Now let's move on for another question. What do we call this load balancer in AWS? Which service we use for load balancer in AWS? Which service we use in place of load balancer? In place of load balancer in AWS. Which is the service that we're gonna use in AWS in place of load balancer? That is ELB, Elastic Load Balancer. What is the service? ELB. What is the full form of this ELB? Elastic Load Balancer. Okay. Now let's have another question. Define this ELB, sir. Define this Elastic Load Balancer. Define this ELB or Elastic Load Balancer. What is the task of this Elastic Load Balancer? It just distributes the traffic among my web servers. ELB distributes the traffic among my web servers, right? Yeah. What are the web servers that we use? What are the web servers that we use? What are the servers that we use in AWS. What do we call the servers that we use in AWS? We call the servers as EC2 instances. We create servers from where? EC2 instances. Okay. I hope you're getting an idea of how we are visualizing the AWS services in place of actual architecture. Okay. Where these instances are present in availability zones. Okay. Who manages this elastic load balancer? Who manages this elastic load balancer ELB? That means whenever, if sometimes traffic is more and in sometimes traffic is less, right? Yeah. During, based on the traffic, who is the person will manage the load balancer? It's AWS. Why, sir? Why AWS is maintaining? AWS is providing us ELB in the form of service, not in the form of server. If AWS provides you this elastic load balancer in the form of server, then whenever traffic is high, then we need to launch more servers, right? And whenever traffic is less, to maintain the traffic, we need to launch less servers. But AWS is providing this elastic load balancer in the form of service. So they will maintain the traffic. How much amount of traffic will come, that won't affect us. They will maintain us, they will maintain the traffic for us and just distribute the traffic to our web servers by using this ELB. Okay. Does this ELB provides any downtime? Does this ELB provides us any downtime? I hope you answered this also. No, because who is the person who will be maintaining this ELB? AWS. So AWS need to maintain its availability. How do you can access this ELB, sir? How do you can access this ELB? Whenever we created an ELB, then we got a DNS name. That means a URL you got an URL. So by using that DNS URL, you can able to access this elastic load balancer. By using that URL, you can able to access this elastic load balancer. And from there, this elastic load balancer will send the traffic to the web servers which are present. For them, the traffic will be sent. Okay. By using which service in AWS for easy and quick deployment of my applications are happen? Which is the service? Which is the service in AWS? Which is service in AWS is used for easy and quick deployment of applications? Easy and quick deployment of applications. So which is the service that I want to use in AWS for easy and quick deployment of my applications? What is the service? Elastic Beanstalk. Elastic Beanstalk. Sir, can I call this in short as EBS? No, definitely you do not call this Elastic Beanstalk in short as EBS. Why, sir? Why we don't call it as like that? Because there is another service. Since we are learning about computing services, till now we don't know about EBS. There is a service with the short name EBS in storage services. So there is a, since there is a service, to avoid the confusion, AWS only call this elastic beanstalk as beanstalk or elastic beanstalk, but not EBS. Okay. Yeah. I'll introduce you that EBS in storage session. there we're gonna learn about it. So here you remember, don't call this elastic beanstalk as EBS. Okay. Now let's have another question. In general, in platform as service, do we have control over servers? No. So in general, in platform as a service, do we have control over servers? I hope you answered this. No, we don't have control over our servers. So let's have another question. Whereas, is the CBS comes under platform as service? Yes. If you watched the previous videos, in those videos I have already told you why the CBS we call it as platform as service. Okay. Whereas EBS, that means elastic beanstalk. Whereas in elastic beanstalk, do we have any control over servers? Whereas in elastic beanstalk, do we have control over servers? The answer for this is yes. We have control over our servers in this elastic beanstalk. So let's move on to another question. Do Beanstalk provides us any platform as service? Yes. I hope you answered this as well. Do Beanstalk provides us any platform as a service? Yes. This Beanstalk provides us a platform as a service. So we just go and use this whatever the platform that is provided by the Beanstalk, and just we're gonna create and host our applications there. There we have all the servers as well as databases and DNS. That means let's say Route 53. Everything is available in the form of platform as a service in the Beanstalk in a single place, like a platform. Everything is available, so we call that elastic beanstalk as a platform as a service model. Okay, let's move on with another service in AWS. Questions on another service with AWS. Which is the service in AWS where everything is ready? I just need to go and create virtual machines by myself. Which is the service in AWS where everything is ready? Everything is ready. I just need to go and create virtual machines, VMs, by myself. So what is that service? Whereas in AWS, is there any service where everything is available, including application also available, providing service? Is there any service like that? Yes, there is a computing service like that. What is the service name? The service name is Light Sale. What is that? Light Sale. Okay, let's have another question. What are the disadvantages of this light sale? What are the what is the disadvantage of this light sale? What is the disadvantage of this light sale? I hope you answer this. No auto scaling. What is the thing? Disadvantages in this light sale? No auto scaling. So without auto scaling, without having the auto scaling, can I able to use this for production environment? No, I cannot able to use this for production environment because no auto scaling will leads to decrease my high availability. So without having high availability, my architecture is not efficient. So I am not allowed to use this light sail in production environment. So then where do we use this light sail, sir? We use this light sail whenever we require for whenever we require to host less applications, that is low load applications, the traffic is very less. In that case, we can have a chance to use this light sail. Okay, by using what in AWS, we can by using what in AWS, can you achieve fault tolerance? By using what service, by using what in AWS, can you achieve fault tolerance? By using what in AWS can you achieve fault tolerance? What is that? Auto scaling group. By using auto scaling group, we can able to achieve fault tolerance. That means whenever one server is not working, the request will be sent to where? Another server. What do we call that? We call that as fault tolerance. How do we overcome this problem? We can overcome this problem by using auto scaling group. Whenever we launch auto scaling group, when our servers are all failed, so based on our configurations of minimum servers and maximum servers, the servers will be automatically launched, so that never ever my servers will go down and fault tolerance will be achieved, and provides us the high availability architecture. Let's say, let's move on with another compute service questions, knowledge recap on AWS. So I want to automate few things. I want to automate few things. Which service in AWS can I use? Which service, which compute service in AWS can I use? Which service can I use, sir, for automate my things? Which is the compute service is there to use? Lambda. What is the service? Lambda, that you want to use for automate your things. So let's move on with another question. Is this Lambda is serverless or server based? Is this Lambda is serverless or server based? This Lambda is serverless. We do not need to manage or maintain the servers for this Lambda service. So we call this as serverless. Now, Lambda is regional or global, sir? Lambda is a regional service or global service. Lambda is a regional or global service. I hope you answered this question as well. Lambda is a regional service. Lambda is a regional service. So let's move on with another question. In Lambda, what we can able to create, sir? In Lambda, what we can able to create? We can able to create functions. In Lambda, we can able to create what? Functions. What do we call? What do we call these functions in Lambda? So what is the question number 20, right? What do we call these functions in Lambda? What do we call these functions in Lambda? We call these functions as Lambda functions. What do we call? Lambda functions. These functions, we can call them as Lambda functions. So let's have another question. Does Lambda supports multiple languages? Does Lambda supports multiple languages? The answer is yes. Yes, the Lambda supports multiple languages. So let's move on with another question. That is question number 22 now. Now the question is, where all the events are stored in AWS? Where all the events are stored in AWS. In AWS, all the events are stored in event bridge. Where? In event bridge. So where, if anybody asks you, where do all your events will be stored in AWS, then you need to say in event bridge, all the events are stored. Okay. Can we go and pick up whatever the event we are required in? Yes. Can we go and pick up whatever the event we are requested in? Can we go and pick whatever the event we want we are requested in this event bridge? Yes, we can able to go and pick up whatever the event we are requested from this event bridge. Okay, so based on the events, can we trigger lambda functions? based on based on the events we picked, can we trigger the lambda functions? The answer for this is yes. We can able to trigger our lambda functions based on the events. Based on the events, we can able to trigger our lambda functions. Okay. Sir, is there any way where we can trigger our lambda functions? Yes, by using scheduling also, by using some specific time scheduling, you can able to trigger your lambda functions. So based on events or scheduling, can we trigger lambda functions? Yes. So let's have another question. Can I start and stop all the EC2 instances by lambda functions? Can I start and stop all the EC2 instances by using these lambda functions? Can I start and stop all the EC2 instances by using this lambda functions? The answer is yes. By triggering the lambda functions, you can able to perform any automated task. You just need to write the script for it, then it just executed. Simple as it is. So how is light sail different from EBS search? So since this is overall recap or else knowledge recap, or else you can say what we have learned in the computer services till now. So can I ask, what is the how light sail is different from is elastic beam stack? Yes, how light sail is different from elastic beam stack. So let's have a simple. Let's see the simple difference. Why? How a light sail is different from elastic beanstalk. In elastic beanstalk, what do we provide, sir? In elastic beanstalk, we provide our application and data. In elastic beanstalk, we provide application as well as data also. Application as well as its data. But in light sail, do we need to provide application? No, we don't need to provide application in light sail. Let me write that. We don't need to provide even application in light sail. In light sail, we don't need to provide the application also. Okay. Elastic beanstalk can achieve high availability. Yes. Since elastic beanstalk can have ability to use auto scaling groups, this elastic beanstalk can achieve high availability. High availability. Does this light sail achieve high availability? No. Light sail does not able to achieve this high availability. Achieve this high availability. HA. In short, can I call this as HA? Yes. Of course, we can call this as HA. In short, high availability as. Okay. Now you can tell me where can I use my elastic beanstalk and for which application hosting can I use this light sail? For less traffic, for less traffic servers, for less traffic applications, this light sail is sufficient. For production environment of companies, wherever traffic is more or less, then for more it is recommended to use elastic beanstalk instead of light sail, because to provide high availability, this auto scaling is not available in light sail, so we do not recommend light sail for large load applications, large users traffic applications. We use this elastic beanstalk for such applications that is large load and require high availability as well as auto scaling is required. There we use this elastic beanstalk. So can we even compare the EC2 and elastic beam structure? Yes, we can even compare major difference between EC2 and elastic beam structure. What is the major difference between EC2 and elastic beam stock? What is the major difference between EC2 and elastic beam structure? Okay. In EC2, we need to take care of everything. Where in EC2, we need to take care of everything. Right? Yeah. Whereas in elastic beam stock, what are the things do I need to take care of? I need to take care of application as well as data only. In elastic beanstalk, what are the things that I need to take care of? Application and its data only. Those two things are only taken care by me in elastic beanstalk. Whereas in EC2, everything will be taken care by me only. Okay. I hope you have a good recap or compute services in AWS cloud up to now what we have learned. So thanks for watching. If you like the video, if you hope this video is expecting like, then please provide like. If you like the video, please like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to get the latest updates. Thanks for watching. See you back in the next video with another interesting topic on cloud. Until then, bye bye.